Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm sitting knitting as usual. I'm nearly finished this one for Jaggery. But with the holiday this weekend, I'll not be able to post it until Tuesday anyway, so it'll be posted off on Tuesday and on its way to the United States. But I'm going to put my knitting down because I have had happy mail today. Quite a bit actually. First off, I had a card. This is from Susan in Scotland. She said, "Dear Sheila, she's enclosed money for a pattern that she bought off me quite a while ago, and she had forgot to send me the money for it, and I'd forgotten all about it anyway. But that's why she sent me the card. So many thanks, Susan." So that's a thank you card of Susan. Plus a couple of £1 payment for my pattern. And first off, this was my own happy mail what I ordered from the Sew It place. I got a lot of buttons from eBay. It was from a different place, but it's very similar name. But when I ordered them, there was colours in, and they didn't have cream, which were these ones, and they didn't have the peach. This is a deep peach. These ones, and I use these. These are cream, but I use these for pale. These are the ones I normally use for pale lemon, which I thought, you know, the ones I got for Rhiannon's cardigan were going to be, you know, like this, but just a little bit deeper than this. But they were quite bright. But I have these ones. I wish I'd gotten these ones before I sent the cardigan to Rhiannon, but it's gone to her now, because I would rather have put these ones on, because they're much better and much paler. I have a bit of lemon here. You can see they look a little bit better with lemon than what the bright ones do. But anyway, that was mine. I'm not sure how much I think we're about. There's 50 buttons in each, and I think they're about £6. They cost you more when you buy them separate. If you buy them in a pack with a lot of different colours, it's a lot cheaper. But these were the only colours I didn't get when I got the packs of mine, so I just bought a pack of 50 of each of them. Was £6. I think it was just over £6, something like that. I'm not certain. I can't even remember. I'd have to look at my bank statement. So that was my own happy mail. Let's put that back in the bag. There's another place I ordered my other buttons from. Didn't have these ones separate like that. That was that, and then I received this is from, I think there was a name, or I tore the name off. I put it down somewhere. I think here there was a name. The lady that sent this to me. It's a lady called Jane who lives in Leicester. She sent this one to me, and it's got stitch holders. Now, I have one or two of these, but when you buy them, they always come in sets like that. I would prefer to buy them in the size that I want. Like, that's the size I use a lot of for children's ones, and then the bigger size for adult ones, and then that one for even anything bigger, you know, if I was doing a man's thing or something, it'd probably be bigger like that. And I bought a couple of sets myself to get the smaller ones. I have a few in my thing, so that's going to add. At least I've got another couple of smaller ones that I do need a lot, because I have a lot of knitting that's stuff in my bags at the moment that's got these things in, which I'm going to get knitted up one day. So that's where there was a set of 3 stitch holders in there. And then a little bag. It's got a little heart on the bag, little stitch markers. Now I have a few of these. I'll probably need a bigger tub for putting these in, but I've got a little, just one of these little specimen bottles, you know, I got from the hospital one time. It's just filled with them, so I'm going to need a bigger one. But these do come in handy because they do snap sometimes, you know, they only last so long, and when you keep opening them and closing them, they do snap. So that's a few extra of the stitch markers that's going to come in handy. Actually, that little bag might be better. I could just put them into that little bag, I think, instead of out of there. That was the only thing I had at the time. I think I put that in. I could crochet a little bag to put them in if I wanted. So that was the stitch markers. And then what? I love this. It's a little wheel of pins, you know, little pins with the big heads on. They will come in handy because I do have big pins actually that they're not just ordinary dressmaker pins. I'll show you the size. I'll put that down. You can see the size of the pins I normally use are quite long and they are good for knitting, but sometimes they do disappear into there when I stick them in, and I do loss a lot actually. Every time I take the settee to bits to clean it, I find loads of these pins down there because they disappear. So these ones is going to be better because I can see the heads on the pins. So that's, I call that the pin wheel. That's another nice little thing. And that was what Jane sent me. I've got her name there on there, Jane, yeah. Yes, Jane from Leicester. So thank you very much for that, Jane. You people know what kind of things come in handy to me, I think. And then there was this one. It's from a gentleman. It's got return to, so I take it this is the person that sent it to me. It's a Mr. Nicholas. It's a Nicholas. He lives in Saltburn by the sea. And it's another pack of buttons. There's 1, 2, 3. I don't know how many there looks, maybe it's about 8 or something buttons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like there's 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's hard to count them in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, there's 10 each of, it's like a reddish pink. It's sort of like, the pink is like, it's like a pomegranate, like the colour of the pomegranate. And there's the yellow ones and green ones. So that's another 30 buttons. And that was thank you to Nicholas for sending them to me. So I've got lots of buttons now. And put them ones down there. That's mine there, that. So that was actually for Happy Meal today. And I have been on all day with my computer. I have actually been selling a lot of my patterns. I put them onto eBay, just the ones where there are multiple sizes. The 16 to 24 inch rosebud lace one, the 16 to 24 inch open moss stitch cardigans, and the 16 to 24 inch blackberry pattern. And I've been selling an awful lot on there. Well, I had a bit of trouble with my printer yesterday, and it took me ages to get it sorted because it was making lines on the patterns. I'll probably get one of the patterns and show you what I mean. So I can show you. Don't know whether you can see it on there. That's the open moss stitch. You can see all those blue lines going across there. And it was the same on the picture on the back. There was black lines, and I tried realigning my computer. I don't know how many times. And this, it was going like that on that one. There was like lines going down there. You can see the lines on that one. And it took me, this was yesterday, I was on all day yesterday trying to sort it out, and I kept realigning my computer, and I must have used half of the ink. I'm glad that my, not my computer, my printer, it's one of those printers where you buy the bottles of ink. They're not cartridges, you buy the bottles of ink. And they last quite a long time. I think when I first bought it, the bottles that came with it lasted for 2 years. You get a bottle of each colour. And they lasted me, because it's just ordinary printing and all that, and they last for 2 years. But since I'm doing things like this now, printing patterns and that out, it doesn't go as far. But it does last a very long time. And it's just as well because of the ink, because I kept printing, doing what's the alignment, what you have to do, and then putting paper in to print it out to see how it was coming out. So I was just printing out the patterns. I thought, if I get one that comes out right, I'll keep it. But I've got loads of patterns. That's just like what I've shown you, with a little bit trouble. That's on the back of that one as well. You can see the lines going down there, and it didn't matter what I did, I just could not get it to work right. I like seeing with the stripes on there and the stripes going across there. And I thought, well, that's no good. I'm selling patterns, you know, they have to be in perfect condition. That you can't send out ones like that. I have sent out one or two. I hope there was nothing like that, because I didn't realise at first. But anyway, I've been mucking about with it today. I've actually got it working right now. And I'm going to show you a little video to show you what I actually did to get it right. But I have been altering a lot of my patterns, and as you can see, this one here, I've been printing it out, and I've put the size of the pattern up the top instead. I had it in great big writing across the front. I don't know if it's on that one. Yeah, that was the way I had it before, like that. But I've been messing about on my computer and making the printer so it's just along the top, you know, there. And this one also, when I printed it out, I didn't have enough room to put the instructions for how to do this two-coloured one, and it's nothing much to it. So this pattern I've added just a little bit inside, and that just tells how to do the two colour. How it's just a matter of changing the wool every couple of the 2 rows that you drop the stitch down to make the berry. And this one, when I first printed this out, the picture on here was just like all faded, and I just could not get a good picture of it. But I have managed to work that out, and I've put a different one on the back as well, just to show, you know, you can show that's a bigger size on the back. That's the smallest size on there, and that's the biggest size on the back. And I've also done the printing across the top of there as well. So it looks better than me handwriting it across the top. Oh, I did have it printed from my computer. So that's 2 I've worked out. And I was altering the PDFs again, because some of the information I put in, I was forgetting to put in that to tell people it was double knitting wool. Most people would know by the size of the needles, but if you're new knitters, not all of them do know that. And then I had forgot to put the tension in, and I was going through the whole pattern to make sure everything was right and there was nothing wrong with the pattern. So that's 2. Those 2 I've sorted out perfect. I've got everything right with them. I'm not sure about this one, whether I had anything. I'll have a check on this. But actually, whatever was happening with this, It didn't happen with the instructions inside. The instructions came out perfect. There was nothing wrong with them. And I'm not sure with this one, where I might have to change this one, because I have put the tension in, but I haven't put in the kind of wool to use to see that it's double knitting wool. So I'm probably going to change this one as well. But this one's all right because it's got the printing across there anyway. And that one I had to do with the pattern that way, because if I put it up that way, it came out just wide across the middle of the page, so it was better coming out that way. But the pattern itself is just the right way up inside when you're doing it. But I'm going to show a little video to show how I do these patterns, because these are called folders in the printer, how I print them out. I'm going to show you how I do these and how I found out what was wrong, how I was getting all those lines across. So I'm going to stop this video and I'll start another little video that I have on my phone and show you what I actually did to get it sorted. So this is how I print out the patterns. I find, say I was going to do the blackberry one here on the end there. I right click it and click on open. And then click on print. And this is where I was having the problem. I do booklet. Now I have it set for all and sheets 1 to 1. It's only one sheet I'm using when I do these. And I have the binding, it's called to the left. You can have it left, right, left tall, right tall. But I just have it left. I've got it set to portrait and to auto rotate pages within each sheet. And then this little slider here, move it along to, shows you what's on one side. The pictures come out on one side and the printing comes out on the other side. Now the properties, when you click on the properties, it's set for plain paper and standard. Now it comes up like that all the time because it is plain paper I'm using. And I have to change this to, I want over here where it says high quality, so I'll click on that, high quality. This is what I have to do now. But I was using these settings before, the paper, and I've changed that to high. But if it wasn't on high, it was on standard before. That's the settings that it was on before. And it seemed to work fine at first. But for some reason, it just putting lines down the, vertical lines down the pictures. It doesn't do it on the type, on the written part, just on the pictures. And I could not work it out. I have been on all day trying to work it out. I've tried different papers, photograph papers, thicker papers, thinner papers. Nothing seemed to work. And the only thing I could think of, I thought I'll try this here where it says standard. I'll change it to high quality. So I clicked on high there and high quality over there. And that was all the settings on there. But the only problem with this, it doesn't stay set on that. Every time I want to print something out, I have to go on here and I have to remember to change this. So that's okay. And so I will print here. And that's my printer up there working now. Let's see when it comes out. Bit of luck, it'll not have any lines on. It looks okay, what I can see. It does take a bit longer to print on the high setting, and I think it probably uses a bit more ink as well. Yes, that looks all right, there's no lines. I can't see the other picture, it's too far on the inside. But I'll turn that around now and print the typewritten part on the other side. That's usually a lot quicker. So there you are, perfect now. I finally managed to get perfect prints. After all that, I have wasted a lot of ink, a lot of paper and everything. But at least I can print them out now, because I am getting quite a few orders from eBay for my patterns. And I don't want to have to send out substandard pictures, you know, while the print is perfect. It just seems to affect the photographs of the cardigans. So that was all I had to do. Change that setting from standard to high quality, because it looks like when you're doing photographs on just ordinary paper, well, it's the paper I'm using is a little bit thicker than the ordinary paper you print just anything out on. I got a little bit thicker, it's called Navigator. I got it a little bit thicker so that you got better quality patterns when I was making out the knitting patterns. But it must have to be set on high quality for the photographs on paper, because I was printing out on the same settings, standard and everything, on photographs. I printed some photographs out for my friend, and there was no lines or anything. It was all came out perfect. But as soon as I started trying to print them out on the paper for the knitting patterns, there were just all those lines all over, and it took me all day to, this was yesterday, but it took me all day yesterday to sort that out. So I didn't get much knitting done yesterday. But it's sorted now, thank goodness, because I am selling a lot of patterns. I have them up seen for £2.50 up on eBay, and I have been selling an awful lot. But I wasted a lot of ink and a lot of paper yesterday trying to get that printer sorted. But like I'm saying, I'm glad I have tanks of ink on my printer. It's not as costly as if I was using the cartridges. The cartridges wouldn't even have lasted through the ones that I printed out if I'd have been on them ones. My old computer I used to have, my old printer used to be one with cartridges in. But that's just a little lesson for anyone if they want to know how to print the patterns. No, I'm not saying not all printers might print this way, but to print into a little booklet like what I do. A little booklet, well, that one's a bit, I want to show it the right way. A little booklet like that. It's very easy to do it, but you have to have the Adobe Acrobat on your computer, which I think most computers do have these days, because that's what I have to use. If I try to just open it up It just prints ordinary straight out on like big sheets of paper. So I have to open it up with the Adobe Acrobat, just for anybody that might be interested. So that's my extra long video today, and I'm going to get back to my knitting now. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.